welcome to day 2 of our 7-day beginner yoga program. Today we're going to concentrate a little bit on our core and our backs. Okay, so basic exercises and postures and asanas that can help to build up the core and the back. We're going to bring a little bit of side stuff in as well just to warm everything up. Okay? So as we always start in my yoga classes, we always start with connecting in with ourselves, connecting in with the breath. So all you need to do is just bring your palms, they're pointing up towards the ceiling in a gesture of receivership. Your practice is always you receiving for yourself. Just close your eyes. Just sitting in a comfortable position. Letting the shoulders drop. Just taking some deep breaths in and out, allowing the belly to expand with the inhale. And breathing out through the nose, you can just allow anything that no longer serves you just to be released through the breath. And we can ask for Mother Earth to transmute anything negative into a positive. Just connect in with yourself. Another 2-3 breaths. Just calm yourself right down. This is your time and your practice. Just remember, do what's right for you, what's right for your body, how it feels. Okay, we're going to slowly open our eyes. And we just take a nice deep breath in. We take the arms up. And inhale, exhale back down. And again, inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Well done. Okay, now we're going to take our hands onto our shoulders. Okay, we're going to make some deep circles with the shoulders and the elbows. So bring the elbows all the way up close into the ears and try and bring them as far back around your back as you possibly can. Big wheel circles. You might feel a lot of crunching going on in the neck and the shoulders. That's just releasing a lot of tension. Okay, one more time forward, and then we're just going to bring it back again. We'll do it the other way around. 2, 3, 4. So you might be feeling you need this after yesterday. If you haven't been used to putting a lot of weight on your shoulders and arms, you might be needing this just to really rock out any stiffness that you might feel just because you've been using these muscles for the first time yesterday. That's a really nice one to do because the weight of your arm is on your shoulders. You can extend this out further by taking your arms out. Now I want you to engage the tricep by just lifting it up. You know, you kind of, it's like you engage around about the elbow here and lift it up, okay? Same thing, you can kind of engage your triceps by clenching the hands, okay? So you want to lift that up so we get rid of the bingo wings. Alright, we're just going to make some nice circles, small circles with the arms. Keep the shoulders down, but keep the spine nicely straight and lifted. To bring more stability into your seated position, you can engage your Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor like we did yesterday, and your Uddiyana Bandha, that strip that just goes along from the belly button to the pubic bone. Bring that back towards the spine, but remember to keep this all nice and soft. Okay, and then round the other way, reverse the motion. This is a great toner for the arms as well, and for building up strength in the shoulders and the arms. Just simple circular movements like this can make all the difference in toning up your arms. Okay, so another 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Okay, take a little rest here. Take a nice deep breath in. You can give your shoulders a little rock around if you wish, just to loosen everything off. Now we're going to take the right hand down onto the floor. We're just going to lift those fingers off a couple of inches off the floor, and we're going to take the head to the opposite direction to the hand. Just feel a nice deep stretch all the way here. You can close your eyes if you wish. And slowly coming back up again. Excellent. Just bring that right hand up here, the left hand the other side. Again, just take a couple of inches off the floor and take the head in the opposite direction. Just feel that lovely stretch all the way around the trapezius there, into the shoulders. Breathing nice and deeply. And coming back to centre. Excellent. Take a deep breath in here. We're going to take our chin to our chest. We'll hold it here. Just keep that nice Ujjayi breath going. Then we're going to lift the head up on an inhale and take it all the way back so it rests on the shoulder girdle as we look up to the ceiling. So you're opening up the throat here, the thyroid, allowing for the back of the neck to have that slight compression. And then coming back to centre again, well done. Okay, we're going to take a little circle now, okay? We're going to take our chin to the chest and we're going to circle the head round. Take it nice and easy, particularly if you have any neck issues, just take your time and do what you can. If this is extremely uncomfortable for you, then you might want to leave it for another time when you've loosened off a little bit more of the muscles and tension around your neck. Okay, we'll come down to the chest again and we'll just go the opposite direction, a nice big deep circle all the way around. Excellent, well done. Okay, right, one last little bit here we're going to do. We're going to take the right hand up and I want you to bring it round your back if you can. Now I just want you to take the other hand and see if you can grab that hand. Okay, so that's what it looks like here. Okay, don't worry if you can't grab the hand, just take that right arm round your back as far as you can and the left hand round as far as you can as well. But if you can kind of hold on to that hand, and I want you to roll that right shoulder down, okay, and just take the head over to the opposite side. So again, you're starting to open up the pectoral muscles here, because what happens is often we have lots of rounded shoulders. We're sitting over tablets or computer keyboards and things, and we tend to do a lot of this a lot of the time. So these exercises here are really lovely at just starting to open up the shoulders, start to open up the pectoral muscles and lengthen those muscles there so that we can counteract that rounded shoulder effect that we harness every day with just things that we do. Okay, release that right arm. Inhale the left arm up this time and take that one on the exhale round the back and then find the hand with the other. Okay, roll the shoulder down the back and then just take the head over to the right. I just love this as a warm up because I really do feel that when you're, particularly in the winter time when we're, hunching our shoulders over against the cold, you quite often find the pectoral muscles get a lot shorter and that causes that rounded shoulder and therefore our posture goes out of alignment as well. Okay, bring the head back up and release. Well done. Okay, right, coming back, we're just going to do a little bit of the leg raise as a little warm up, remember. So engage that core and the inhale, raise that right leg. I'm going to hold it 1, 2, remember you might only be here, that's okay, you might only be able to hold for 3, 4, it doesn't matter, just make sure you keep that core strong, don't let it go. 5, let's see if we can get to 7 if you're there. 6, 7, well done. Now you might find that the quads and the hip flexors are really feeling that, so only do what you feel you can do and just keep building it up. Every time you do your practice, build it up and build it up and you hold it for a bit longer. Okay, other side, inhale, bring that left leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Excellent. Okay. What I'd like you to do now is I want you to try and sit up nice and straight. Okay, so we're sitting up nice and straight like this. I want you to have your back nice and straight so you've got a nice L shape. Okay, now some people find it quite difficult to sit up like this because the connective tissue from the head that runs all the way down the hamstrings into the top of the toes can be quite short. Okay, so some people find it quite difficult to sit up. Plus, if you have quite a weak core, it's quite hard to keep yourself here. So if you need to just keep some hands down to try and help you in the position, that's absolutely fine. Okay, we're going to do a position called Dandasana, which is very similar to exactly how I'm holding myself now. And that is where we place our hands down beside our thighs here, okay? And you're just gently pushing into the floor, nothing too much. And don't worry if your arms are a little bit short and you can't quite reach. You're just giving yourself a little bit of a positioning here. I want you to engage the core, okay, nice and strongly. And I want you to lift the knees. So if you lift the knees, you're engaging the whole of the leg. So you want to make sure that your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling, so you're flexing the feet here, okay? And you're engaging the knees, so that engages the legs. Your core is nicely engaged, your hands are down. And then finally, I want you just to bring your chin to the chest here. And I want you just to hold this position. So everything is engaged and everything is strong. And breathe. Just keep breathing. 2, 3, 4. Just keep it strong. And 5, release. Now, you know you can feel that just by engaging these various little things I've just suggested, your whole body is really working hard to maintain that posture. You're really not doing anything at all, it seems. You're not throwing yourself around the mat or doing anything like that, but what you're doing is you're building muscle internally. So your core is beginning to get stronger, your back muscles need to work to keep you in this position, the leg muscles are working just as the engagement of the knees as you lift them up. And with the feet being flexed as well, as you engage those knees, you're lifting your feet off the floor. It's all working around here, even just a gentle push down here is engaging everything. And the chin coming to the chest in Jalahandra lock. That allows for an extension in the neck as well. An expansion around the back. So let's do it one more time. Let's just get it all in position. Hands by the side, just a gentle push down is all you need. So you're engaging the arms, chin to the chest, engage the core, lift the knees, flex the feet, and breathe. Chin to chest. Keep it nice and strong in the core. So as you engage that core, you can feel in your back, the back muscles are engaging also. So you're building up strength very gently but very powerfully in your body. Two, 3, 4, and 5, and relax. Well done. Excellent. Okay, we're just going to relieve that little bit of pressure on our backs by coming forward into Paschimottanasana, front forward fold. Now, you might not be able to do this just as I'm going to bring myself all the way down, but you might only get to here, and that's absolutely fine. What I would like you to concentrate on though is keeping the back nice and straight. So imagine you are a hinge and you're coming forward. Okay, so you're engaging the core once again. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale now, come forward. Okay, now your hamstrings might really struggle with this, but rather than bending your knees here, keep them straight if you can, but just come forward as far as you can. It might just be to here, and it might be that your back's prohibiting you from going any further down, or it could be your hamstrings. Either way, don't push it, because it's quite early in the practice. I'm just showing you a counter pose to the Dandasana just to relieve a little bit of the back pressure. Okay. Inhale. Okay, we're going to come forward just a little bit, just enough. Keep the core nice and strong. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we'll do more of these front forward folds. I'll bring them into every practice because they are essential at extending and lengthening through the whole of the body. Front forward fold in this position here. Okay, well done. Right, while we're here, I'm going to show you another one that's an extremely good one for strengthening the back. So what you want to do is you want to bring up both of your feet as close to the body as you possibly can. Now you might need to put yourself hands behind here just to support yourself to get into that position. And if you need to bring a cushion or a bolster behind you, let me just quickly show, to support yourself, that's okay. You can also do it with your back against the wall. But ultimately, you want to be able to get away from these props as your core and your back become stronger. Okay, just want to show you what you want to be doing here. It's a fantastic posture for really building strength in at the core and the back. So bring the feet as close as you possibly can to your body. Now I want you to bring your hands or your arms round your knees. Okay, now most people would sit like this and collapse into that position. I don't want you to do that. Okay, I want you to engage the core again really strongly. Now I want you to lift up your back, lift up your body so that you're really balancing on the pointy tips of your sitting bones, okay? And then I want you to just roll the shoulders down and relax the arms. Okay, you're not holding your arms too rigidly. This is all about the core and the lower back. And I just want you to sit here holding this position with the core engaged. And we're going to just hold this position for a good 20, 30 seconds. Okay? And you're going to find how powerfully this is engaging your back, your lower back muscles and your core, just to hold yourself in this position. So again, these are fantastic postures you can do that don't require much warm up at all. They're just allowing for deep work within the pelvic region and the lower back. So just holding again, keep it nice and steady, keep the pelvic floor engaged if you can. And if you can't, obviously you can relax a little bit and then engage again and come back in. And just keep practicing this posture, it's very powerful. Okay, so I'm going to take another 2, 3, 4, and 5, and relax. Well done everybody. Alright, we're going to come forward now. We're just going to do another couple of cats and cows just to loosen off all that area there. Okay, so we're going to come back onto our tabletop, remember. Shoulders above hands, hips above knees, hip width apart, shoulder width apart for the hands. Okay, so we're going to inhale. We're going to bring our cow, we're going to bring our tummy towards the floor, we're going to look up towards the ceiling gently. And then we're going to exhale, round the shoulders, bring the tummy to the spine. Breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Okay, bring yourself onto the balls of your feet here. Bring the knees to the width of the mat. And we're going to come down in our nice extended child's pose. Take some nice deep breaths in. Well done. Alright, coming back up again. Okay, we're going to bring our hands back there. We're going to bring the knees and we're going to come into downward dog. Now remember, you want to adjust your feet depending on where you feel comfortable in your hamstrings and your lower back. You want to make sure that you're in a nice triangle shape though. You don't want to be too far up like so, and you don't want to be too far that it becomes a little bit tricky, okay? You want to kind of, I suppose, roughly your leg length between your hands and your feet is probably right, and that's your golden ratio in any case, okay? Breathing nice and deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I want you to bring your knees down to the floor, okay, and I want you to just bring your hands a few inches in front of you so that you can come forward with a straight back, okay, like we were doing yesterday or in day 1. And we're going to come down all the way to the floor. Okay, so now we are in a nice Sphinx position. Just come down a bit further down for you so you can see. So now we've got our tummy on the floor. Okay, now we're just bringing the weight on our forearms and our hands. Now you want to just internally rotate the legs just a little bit. So that engages the glutes. If your lower back is really struggling here, you can engage your glutes, which is your bottom muscles, a little bit, and that will just provide a bit more support for the back. But obviously, if you're engaging your pelvic floor, then you're already supporting the back also. Okay. So I just want you to just lift up through the chest here. Just take a few deep breaths. Just allow your lower back to relax. Okay, so the pelvic floor is engaged, but the lower back is relaxed. The glutes can be engaged to some degree, but you want to just sink in allow the lower back to sink in to the floor. Okay? Nice deep breaths here. You can rock the hips from side to side if you're just needing to just alleviate anything. If you feel pain here at all, any shooting pains, obviously that's a different teacher, so you must come out slowly. But if it's just a tightness in the lower back, which many people feel a lot of the time, then just try and stick with it and try and relax. Come back to a stationary position once more. Okay, now I just want you to lower yourself down to the floor, forehead down, and relax. Take a few breaths. Okay, now we're going to bring ourselves back up again. But what this time I would like you to do is bring your hands directly underneath the shoulders. Okay? And all I want you to do is engage the core and engage the glutes. And you're just going to lift those hands off a couple of inches off the floor. So you're lifting your chest up and the hands off a couple of inches off the floor, and breathe. 2 and 3. Come back down again. Rest that forehead to the floor. We're going to do this one more time. Okay, we're going to inhale. We're going to engage everything. The core. Lift up. 1, 2, and 3. Well done. Come back down again. Well done. Okay, bring the hands back out in front. We'll just come back up into a Sphinx position. Okay, again, we're just going to hold ourselves in this position. Allow the lower back to relax and surrender. Breathing through. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Bringing yourself down, we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders again, and then we're going to engage our core and lift ourselves up and bring our bodies back into child's pose, okay? Extended child's pose with the arms out in front, or you can bring your hands round and just relax here for a while. You will enjoy that counter pose with the lower back, okay? And just relax here for a couple of breaths here. And 1, and 2. Good. Slowly bring yourself back up. Okay, well done. Alright, so now we're just going to do a little more of the core work. I want you to practice to build up the core. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to come from that top seating bone position back onto the sacrum just a little bit, okay? So our legs are nicely bent and they're in hip width decision. Again, I want you to hold that core really strongly. Now, depending on how your core is, either you can lift both legs up in balance here, you can put your hands behind your legs, or you can put your hands down for support. Or you can bring your hands up here in half Navasana, half boat. For those who may have quite strong core and quads already, you can come into full Navasana, which is straight legs and lifting up in the chest here. But for most people, you need to just start off slow. So you might even just start off slow with one leg up, holding that down, and the other. Just make sure you've got that core nicely engaged all the way through. So let's just see for most people, let's say we'll just come back onto the sacrum, we'll lift the legs up a 90-degree shape and we'll hold. Or you can hold, or you can be stable here, okay? Lots of modifications depending on how you feel. Just remember to keep that core nice and engaged. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Come forward. Take a nice deep breath. It's powerful stuff, isn't it? Okay, we're going to come back and do another one. If you feel up for doing another one, you may want to do a little bit of a different modification this time. Okay, here we go. Back on the sacrum. Engage that core. Lift the legs in whichever way you feel comfortable. Okay, it might be one at a time. Just to build up into full Navasana boat pose. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Excellent. Just coming back into a nice cross-legged position. We'll take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to take the hands down in front of us, and we're just going to slowly come forward. Bring your hands back into that Sphinx position like we had before. If you can, you might only be here as well, so please don't worry about how far you get down. It very much depends on your hips and your lower back in terms of how much they are happy to open. Just take a nice deep breath in here and exhale. And then I'd really like you to come back up, and I want you to swap the legs over, which is a bit strange because we always favour, when we come into a cross-legged position or we cross our legs under the table or whatever, we always do predominantly the same side. So in yoga, it's very good to bring balance. So you want to bring balance in so that you allow the body to be balanced on both sides. Otherwise, over time, you're constantly doing the same things. You become lopsided somewhat, or your pelvis can go out of alignment, and all these things that we do, we don't realise that we do over time. So bring your legs the other way, which feels really odd and really weird, okay, and to try and do the same thing again. You might not get down as deep as you did before. In fact, it's probably doubtful if you've never done cross-legged with what snowboarders would call the goofy side. Okay, so holding for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Slowly coming back up again. Excellent work. Okay, so that's been quite a lot of work on your core and your lower back today. Just little postures and asanas that I bring in regularly. And when we get to learn all the different postures, we can start to put them together into sequences, and then you can really start to doing yoga practice in full. Well done, everybody. That's it for today. If you come back in your cross-legged position, we will just connect in with the breath. In fact, let's do this as Shavasana, because I always like to bring a Shavasana in. So if you've got your blanket, we'll come down quickly for a 5-minute Shavasana here. Lie down. Allow the body to relax completely. If you want to put your blanket on, put it on now. Just take your attention to the breath. Just be aware of the gentle rise and fall of the chest. Now just scan your body for any areas of tension and just allow for the mind to go to that area of tension and help dissolve any tension in that area of your body. Completely relax. You can imagine a ball of light at the base of your toes. You can imagine this ball of light is a healing ball of light. And it's slowly going to come up the toes, diffusing into every cell, all the way up the feet. Healing as it goes, filling your body with rejuvenation into the ankles and the shins and the calves, working up into the knees and thighs, into the glutes, the buttocks, all the way around the core, releasing any tension in the back. Coming into the tummy now, up into the chest. That white light just diffusing into every cell as it goes, all the way up the vertebra, all the way up the spine, into the neck, down the arms and into the fingertips. And now bring that white light into the neck and throat and bring it up into the head, relaxing everywhere, releasing any tension. And just allow yourself to relax completely in this white light. Fully bathed. Fully bathed in the sunlight of the light, just warm, fuzzy, healing light. And just let go and surrender. And don't worry if thoughts come into your mind. When you're aware that there are thoughts coming in your mind, as they always do, just let them float away for now and come back to the breath, the focus of the breath. And then you can slowly bring your awareness back to the room around you. Start to bring some energy into the toes and fingers. Take a deep breath in, and then you're going to slowly roll over onto your right side. Just waiting here a few moments. And then you want to slowly bring yourself up to a seated position. Now Shavasana can be as long as you like, really. For the purposes of this video, I'm only doing it for a few minutes really, just to give you an essence of what it is. But when you're doing your practice, you can bring in any bits of comfort you like, and go into into Shavasana, into a deep Shavasana for as long as you need. It's a very healing practice, and you can do Shavasana at any time of day. You can do it just before you fall asleep, you can do it any time you need a rest. They say that 10 minutes of really proper Shavasana is worth 4 hours sleep in your bed. So that's quite a boast, isn't it? And it's well worth doing if you need, even just if you need 10 minutes pick me up, 10 minutes Shavasana, perfect. Okay, well done everybody, day 2. We're going to close our yoga practice today in my usual way. So bring your hands into prayer position in front of the heart chakra, heart centre. And we'll take a nice deep breath in and we'll make the sound of Mother Earth. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Well done, everybody. See you next time for day 3. Well done.